we conducted the most comprehensive study around Gen Z at work. And what we discovered was a massive gap between Gen Z and leadership. There is absolutely no point in finger pointing and labeling. Both parties must come to the table, but this has to be led by leadership. After all, the first four letters in leader is lead. And then I said to him, I said, you really need to invest in employee engagement. And his reaction was typical Tony, slightly kind of provocative, slightly cheeky. And his response was, why should I invest in employee engagement? After all, I pay them, don't I? The trick here is to take a disengaged staff member and then convert them into an engaged staff member, correct? And that gap is $41,600. And I don't think leaders really understand the economics.
I was involved in creating processes to make us up to date. It was really, really hard to get across the line. So you're asking us to create change and then not really letting us. And I think that kind of creates an animosity.
Then you've got Gen Z that are the digital generation. From the moment they were born, some of them had an iPhone in their hand and intuitively used that iPhone. So the Gen Z, they want things to move quickly. They don't respect hierarchy, but they do the why. I see it as a leadership issue, not as a generational issue.
I think Gen Z is comfortable with challenging authority as well, but I don't think that it necessarily comes from a nasty place. I think it comes from, like you said, we want to know why and we want to have the reason why. Being told just isn't a good enough excuse anymore because we have such instant access to knowledge.
And 42% of the Gen Z people in Australia said they don't get frequent constructive feedback to help them grow. So what's driving the constructive feedback is this deep desire to grow. They're not getting it. And if they did, engagement levels would go up by like 46%.
The Gen Zs are asking for that feedback and it's putting some leaders on the spot.
56% of Gen Z women and 48% of Gen Z men feel no encouragement to have an open dialogue or share suggestions, which is really sad.
I think it's kind of an apathy in the sense is if I say something, will it matter? Will it be heard? Will it be listened to? And then if I do something, it's what's the point?
Flexible work is a big thing for this generation. Why are Australian leaders reticent around this? Is it lack of trust?
We don't respect the power of diversity. Much better to have different views because out of the difference comes that gem of an idea that makes a huge difference to whatever it is we do.
If Gen Z can make one mindset shift happen among Australian leaders tomorrow, what would it be?
Respect Gen Zs, involve them, respect their different view of the world and use it to your advantage.
What's the biggest thing Gen Z has taught you?
You know what I respect with Gen Z is their thirst for knowledge.
I think they're the most socially aware generation. Strangely enough, I almost feel like we bridged the gap today.